How's it going?
Hello, going well. How are you doing, Mary?
I am doing well. I'm excited to be at opening ceremony today.
Me too. It's been a while for me.
Yes, yeah. How's your Friday going so far?
My Friday has been good. It's been on the lighter note, but the Friday energy always kicks in early mornings. It's
Yes,
just waiting to get into the weekend energy now.
yes, definitely get that.
How about
um,
you?
Mine has been good. I've had a pretty relaxed morning, to be honest. It's chilly here. I went out and got a fancy coffee though, which was a lovely way to start the day. And now I'm here at Global Hack Week, so can't complain.
Nice. If you have any coffee fans in the chat, do you want to tell them what coffee you had?
Sure. I don't know that people will find it that exciting. I had a cortado this morning. It's not as exciting of a pick as I could have
Mm-hmm.
had. Hello everyone. I love that everyone's sharing their LinkedIn URLs today.
Yes, we're already starting to do networking. Love to see it.
Yes, everyone's getting those LinkedIn connections. We love to see it.
Hmm.
Oh, well, should we go ahead and introduce ourselves?
Let's do it.
All righty. It looks like I am up first here. My name is Mary. I work on the first party events and the league team at Major League Hacking. So what that means is I get to work on some of the events we run in-house. So things like Global Hack Week, as well as the conferences we run. And then in addition to that, I get to work with a lot of our student organizers who put on hackathons all over the world. My fun fact today is I attended my first in-person hackathon of 2025 2 weekends ago. It was so much fun. I got to go to Hoya Hacks in Washington, D.C. Got to meet a bunch of cool hackers at it. It was a really, really lovely time, and I'm gearing up to get to go to my next one now. What about you, Siddharth?
Hello, everyone. If you've not had a chance to meet earlier, my name is Siddharth. I work as a first party events coordinator at Major League Hacking. Similar to what Mary told you, I also work on our in house events. And I also get some time to work with our student organizers based in Asia Pacific and Europe. I completely forgot that I should have changed my fun fact here because I'm also going to my first 2025 hackathon in a couple of weeks. I don't know if any of you in the chat are going to hackathons. Let us know if you're also going to hackathons. But I'm also equally excited to be here and kicking off AIML Week. One, because it's one of our more popular global hack weeks, and it's always nice to be here talking to everyone during opening ceremony.
Yes, completely agree. I'm excited for you to get out to your first event in a while as well.
Mhm.
Well, welcome to everybody joining us. We are really, really happy to have you all here. You are at a Global Hack Week, and these are hosted by Major League Hacking. If you aren't familiar with what Major League Hacking is, we run the global hacker community, and it's our mission to empower hackers just like each and every one of you. Just by being here today, you're joining a community of over 1 million hackers across the world. This is the number of student hackers we've had the chance to work with in our lifetime as an organization. And we're so excited that you all would decide to spend some time with us and be part of this community as well. If this is your very first Global Hack Week, you get a special welcome today. We're so excited to have you here. We always have tons of newbies at Global Hack Week. I think it's one of the things that makes these events so special is they are so beginner friendly. We have an awesome community that you have stumbled upon into. So give us a shout out if you are a first time Global Hack Week hacker, or even just if you're new to coding, maybe you've been to a Global Hack Week before. It helps us know who's all coming here for the first time, and it's nice to get to see some of those new names in chat. Like this, the newbie gang. Very, very cool. Bunch of first timers here.
Mhm.
This is your sign if you're feeling like imposter syndrome because it's one of your first time here, you're new to coding. Look at how many people whose first time it is here. You are not alone. The chat is like blowing up with first timers. That is so
Nice.
cool to see.
Mhm.
Since we have so many first timers, Siddharth, do you have any particular advice for people who are coming to their first Global Hack Week?
Yeah, I'd always like to point out that this is a do it in your own way styled event where you don't have to worry about what's happening today, what's happening tomorrow. This is just a chance for you to, and we already noticed everyone was jumping into network. Just network with people, have fun, break all the boundaries of and barriers, and go forward and interact with other hackers, make good friends, and use this time to also work on anything that you would like. You don't definitely have to stick on the theme of the event, but use this time to upskill, make friends, learn, build, share.
Yes, absolutely. Could not have said that better. And while you were talking, look how many more first timers commented. Second time. Yeah, so many of y'all. That is really, really cool to see. Sarah, do you want to tell us what Global Hack Week is? What is this event that everyone's joining for the first time?
Of course, yes. So Global Hack Weeks are week-long events that have a theme. For now, you would have noticed that the theme for this month, or we're dedicating this month to AI/ML. Think of this as a hacker festival where, like I said, all of us are getting together to learn a topic, to pick up some new skills, to attend some workshops. We'll talk about all of that a little bit. But the most important thing for you to note here is that we run a Global Hack Week each month, and there's going to be a new theme each month. But for now, like I said, this is AI/ML week. But what makes it special? What makes it special here is the incredible partners that we have with us who make it all possible for us to do these events and bring this to you all for free. Mary, do you want to tell us about the first partner here?
Yeah, absolutely. I know many of you are probably already familiar with GitHub. This is an incredible tool to have in your back pocket as a programmer. If you aren't familiar with GitHub yet, we're excited to get you set up with them so you can learn how to use version control with all of the projects that you're building. They're going to have a workshop today at 3 p.m. Eastern Time, and then another one at 2 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow. So make sure to tune into those. And then in addition to that, GitHub is giving everyone who's here this week access to the GitHub Student Developer Pack. If you sign up through the link here, you get in an expedited queue for it. So you'll be able to get it a little bit faster than if you were just signing up regularly. And the GitHub Student Developer Pack has a ton of really cool resources for you. Things like access to GitHub Copilot, which is an AI code assistant. Lots of other things, though. Make sure you get that. And then in addition to all of that, they've got some really cool beginner-friendly challenges that you can tackle throughout the week. We'll talk about what challenges are, but little inspirational prompts to give you an idea of ways you can get started using their tech. And then what all is Oracle doing this week?
Yes, similar to GitHub, I'm pretty sure you've heard of Oracle Cloud or Oracle Database. You may be on that journey of figuring out what cloud is and what cloud platforms are, and that's probably where you heard this. Well, Oracle Database is also part of the Oracle Cloud infrastructure. What they're doing here is two workshops to begin with, where you're going to learn all about Oracle Database. And a benefit of going to these events is also that it's going to be AI themed. So you're now getting to learn a lot about AI while also learning this tool that pretty much powers 94% of Fortune Global 100 companies. While you are now looking for an internship or maybe looking for a new job, this is going to make you stand out of the crowd and going to help you with your job hunt. So make sure you go to both of these workshops, check into them, register to them. One of those is happening at 12 p.m. Eastern, which is not a lot of while from now. The other is going to happen at 2 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. And of course, they're going to run a lot of beginner friendly challenges. So you go to those workshops, learn all of those skills. If those times don't work for you, watch those recordings, but then go back and practice those skills on the workshops, on the challenges, that are going to be for you to try on.
Yes, absolutely. In addition to those partners, we also have Auth0 here. If you are not familiar with them, Auth0 helps you implement authentication into your web app. So if you want to do any sort of login system, if you want to make it possible for users to have that additional security, this is a great tool for developers to use. So excited to see y'all implement some security into your hacks this week, or your projects this week, rather. They are going to have a workshop right after opening ceremony, so in about 50 minutes from now, and then another one at 9 a.m. Eastern Time on Monday. So make sure you check those out. In addition to all that, they've got some cool challenges if you aren't quite sure where to get started using their product. And then who do we have next?
Next up is your way to elevate your web development journey by using TinyMC's rich text editor. Think of a time when you wanted to build a CMS, a content management system, or some sort of a social media, or anything that required a text editor, could also be your email editor of your choice. TinyMC here lets you do all of that. And a plus point here is that they're open source, which means you can customize this, scale this, and it's completely flexible for you all to use. If you want to know how to use this tool, go to this workshop at 1 p.m. Eastern today, or the other one at 9 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday. Make sure you get all of those things in handy, because it's going to really help you when you build all of those cool hacks at your next hackathon, and also attempt the technical challenges that they have for you.
Yes, absolutely. And then last but certainly not least, we have Figma at this Global Hack Week. I am so stoked to have them here. Many of you are probably familiar with Figma's design tools. I personally use them. I think they are so fantastic and intuitive to use. And in particular, if you have not checked it out yet, the Figma developer mode is what I think really levels up this product, and that's what you're going to learn more about at their workshop. So I'm sure many of you have been in this situation where you have maybe yourself made a really awesome design and you're handing it off to an engineer, or vice versa. And sometimes that can be difficult to, take the design and then implement it. Figma Dev Mode makes that so much easier. Really, really cool stuff. There's going to be a workshop at 11 a.m. Eastern time tomorrow, and then another one at 7 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday. So make sure you go to those. And then additionally, to get Dev Mode for free on your account, you have to sign up for a Figma education account. So I recommend doing that today. So then when you go to the workshops, you are totally ready to go. You already have that free access, because Dev Mode is normally a paid add-on, but we get it for free at Global Hack Week. So make sure you check them out. Very, very stoked to have them here at Global Hack Week. And I see we have some other Figma fans in the chat.
Nice.
All righty. Siddharth, what do folks have to do to get checked in?
Before we move to checking in, do you think we have a couple of minutes to answer a few questions and to tell them that we're going to do a Q&A right at the end?
Yeah, let's do it.
So I saw this question popping up a couple of times of how can you join these workshops? These workshops are going to be on the same platform. You're probably watching us on Twitch right now. You may also watch us on YouTube. Both of these places are where all of these streams are going to be visible to you. That's where you can watch it. If you're going to join any mini events, that's going to be on Discord. We will have a dedicated Q&A right at the end of opening. So keep your questions until then. We're going to scroll through and try our best to cover all the questions that have come in right now, but we will get to that a little later in this line. But coming back to checking in, let's talk about how do you make sure that you have all of the things checked off for you to be prepared to get into this week. Starting with making sure that you register and check into the main event. Where do you find that? You go to this link, which is mlh.link/GHW. That's short for Global Hack Week. Go to this link, click on the register button, and make sure that you register and check in. The way to make sure that you've checked in is when you click on that, the button is going to turn green. I don't know if you can see that GIF on the page. Oh, it looks like it's not a GIF anymore, it's a picture. But when you click on that blue button, it's going to turn green, and that's when you know that you've checked in. Not just to the main event, we would also want you to check into each of the live streams that you attend and each of the mini events too that you're going to attend. This helps us understand what you really love going to and makes us go back with an idea of what you really love watching, and helps us prepare a better schedule for the next time, a more engaging one for the next time. So make sure that you let us know that you're here attending any of these events that you go to. I know this is the most exciting part. Do you want to tell them about that, Mary?
I would love to. I know that Global Hack Week hackers love swag. So we've got a couple different types of swag you can grab. The first one is our digital swag. We have a very cool Global Hack Week frame that is available for you to download. So if you want swag instantly, now you can get some. If you do post it, please make sure to tag us so we can like it and say hello to you. Make sure you go check that out. If you want to get some physical swag in the mail, there's a couple of steps you need to follow. So to earn this basic swag, which is a postcard and a sticker sheet, you need to make sure that you are registered and checked into the event. So that is at this link that Siddharth just posted, mlh.link/GHW. That is the most important one to do. This is also how we know you're at the event, so we can send you emails updating you on what is happening throughout the week. So that is the most important step. In addition to that, though, we'll need you to submit an address so we know where to actually send your swag. And then you'll just need to complete the featured challenges. The featured challenges are very quick to do. You can probably do them all before this opening ceremony is done if you're working in the background. But they are some challenges from our partners as well as a couple checking in type ones. If you want to get bonus swag, you can earn it by checking into 5 or more live events. The bonus swag gives you a couple extra stickers in that envelope. So make sure you're checking into the live events you attend, and we will send you those extra stickers. And then many of you might already know about these, but we give out surprise prizes throughout the week. So these are little swag drops that we surprise folks with. Typically people who are really active in the Twitch chat or being really kind on Discord, or who submit some of the partner challenges on DevPost. If you win a surprise prize, the MLH you're on stream or in Discord will let you know, and then we'll talk about how you claim it. But before we do that, Siddharth, do we want to give out a surprise prize?
Let's do it. And I was thinking of what we could use as a prompt here to give out the prize. And because we are running AI/ML theme, do you think we should ask them of their popular or their favorite AI tool, and we can maybe select one person randomly to give out swag?
I am absolutely here for it. We have a surprise guest during the surprise prize who will be joining us in a little bit.
I can already see responses coming in.
Yes.
There's Copilot.
Mm-hmm.
We'll wait for a couple of minutes to have more responses come in. Then, do you want to go pick a winner then?
Sure, I would be happy to. Okay, they're really starting to scroll in. Or not scroll in, come in. Okay, I'm going to close my eyes and scroll, and you tell me when to stop, Siddharth. Okay? Okay. I'm going.
Stop.
Okay, there we go. Woo! I'm trying to read this username. Doves to the sky. Doves to the sky. I like that username. Doves to the sky. Congrats. You are our very first surprise prize winner of the week. Woo! So the way that you claim this is by opening a Discord ticket. So take a screenshot of this, and then you're going to go over to Discord, open a ticket, and then let us know over there that you were the winner of the surprise prize. Siddharth, can you tell us, though, how do I get in the Discord to do that?
Of course. And before we get into the logistics, I want to tell you that this is where most of the fun is going to happen. This is where hackers chat with each other. This is where announcements come in. This is where you're going to feel the real energy of being around the Global Hack Week audience, other than when you're attending streams, of course. How do you get into it? You go to this link, which is discord.mlh.io. When you hit that link, you will be inside of the MLH Discord server. The first thing that you need to do is go to a section on the left, the top left, which says channels and roles, and make sure that you have appropriate roles that will get you access to these channels. What you need to do is go and find a question which asks you if you are attending AI/ML Week. Say yes to that, and you will have all the roles and you will have access to all the channels that you need to have for this week. But if you have questions during this week, how do you get in touch with us? For any general questions, I'd recommend that you use public channels because the community is super helpful and they are always faster than any of us in the team can ever be. But if you want to share any questions that's directly to us, the MLH team, and if you ever need to share your email or ask a private question, please use what's called the support tickets. Where are you going to find that? On the left, you're going to find a category called help. And I think that's the last channel in there, which should say support tickets. Click on that, use the Global Hack Week ticket type, give us your query, and we'll be back with a response soon.
Awesome.
What's about challenges, Mary?
Yeah, so when you are not attending one of the live streams or hanging out over in Discord, we have a bunch of challenges to keep you hacking all throughout the week. These range from short coding prompts to design challenges to prompts that some of our partners came up with. There are a ton of different challenges for you to check out. They're submitted on either DevPost or Typeform. The general rule of thumb there is if you are writing code for one of them, it's probably going to be submitted on DevPost. If you are signing up for something or doing something quick that you could take a screenshot of, it's more than likely going to be submitted on Typeform. Regardless, though, it'll tell you on our challenges page. Each challenge will tell you where you're going to go submit it. These are going to be open until next Thursday at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and you do not need to complete all of them. Look for the ones that are interesting to you. The reason why we have challenges is I've heard from many of you, and I know me personally, when I'm learning a new technology, sometimes I get kind of stumped on like what to actually do with it and where to get started. And these are meant to take that extra stress away and give you places that you can start. So you are always welcome to modify these challenges to fit your learning goals, pick and choose which ones you like. They are just for fun. We will send you an email every day with an update of how many challenges you've completed. So if you are competitive, you can, get some bragging rights for your friends with how many challenges you've completed. You can compete against yourself at future Global Hack Weeks, all of that fun stuff. Sometimes I see y'all posting on LinkedIn and Instagram the screenshots of how many you've completed, which I think is quite cool as well. You can check out all of those challenges on our live site, ghw.mlh.io/challenges. What's going to be happening on the live stream throughout the week?
Mary told you all about challenges, but what do you do when you don't want to work on challenges? You come to live streams like you did for the opening ceremony. But we'll tell you a little bit about what's coming on today in the schedule. But if you'd want to go check out the schedule for the rest of the week, trying really quickly to try this out, that's the link you should be going to if you'd want to check the schedule for the whole week. Mary, do you want to tell us what's the first stream that we need to expect today?
Yes, absolutely. So our very first stream is from the Auth0 team. So if you don't remember from earlier in the presentation, Auth0 allows you to implement authentication and authorization into your application. So let's say you're making a mobile app and you want to have a way for users to log in. Auth0 has your back for that. So come to their workshop. It's going to be in 38 minutes. The clock just changed as I started to say that. You're going to get to meet some folks from the team and build an application with them. So tune into that. And then what do we have afterwards?
Right after that, we'll have a friends from the Oracle team coming in to teach you all about AI with Oracle. Specifically here, we're going to talk about vector searches. If you've ever worked on AI/ML stuff, you've probably heard of similarity and how you'd find patterns and things to give your machine the ability to find patterns and do the absolute best. But if you don't know anything about it, this is also an equally good workshop for you to go to, because this is going to be absolutely beginner friendly, and you get a chance to learn from the professionals themselves. To make sure you go there at 12 p.m. Eastern, which I think maybe an hour and 37 minutes from now. But this is also going to be at 10 p.m. IST. Sorry. Make sure that you register for this and go attend this.
Yes, we will see you all there. And then after that, we have another workshop from the Oracle team at 2 p.m. Eastern time. And this is going to be one on getting started with Oracle machine learning. So if you have wanted to dive into machine learning and are interested in learning about Oracle, this is going to be an awesome workshop. Get started with someone from their team over there. I can't stress enough how helpful I think these workshops are from our partners, because you're going to get to actually work with someone who works with Oracle every single day. So bring your questions for them. They are experts in this field, and we will see you all over there. And I also see, I'll take a question. We can go a little out of order today. Someone's asking about recordings. Everything is recorded, so do not worry if this is too late for you, too early for you. I know we have people from all over the world here. We record everything. It instantly goes over to our YouTube page. So run over there if you want to catch anything afterwards, or even if maybe you're newer, some of these workshops go a little bit quick for you. You can always go back, slow it down, rewatch different pieces of it. I know I find that really helpful when I'm learning something new. All righty. And then what is Cecilia doing at 3?
Before we get to Cecilia, I think both of us hit next together and we missed a stream right in between here.
Oh,
Between both of those Oracle streams, we have a stream by our friends from Tiny MCE. And like we discussed earlier, they're going to be using their tool, which is the rich text editor, to build an email editor. And this time around, they're going to use the Angular framework. If you this is your first time listening to the framework called Angular, this is one that the industry uses heavily. So this is your chance to not only use Angular and learn Angular, but also use it in the context of building an email editor, use TinyMC as a tool, and all that with a coding assistant. How cool is that? Make sure you go to the stream at 1 p.m. Eastern, that's 11:30 p.m. IST.
good catch with that. Thank you for catching our double click there. Well, back to 3 p.m. now. Join Cecilia for Get Good with Git. She's going to be doing a workshop on how to use GitHub and all things Git. Tune in for that. That is going to be at 3 p.m. Eastern or 1:30 a.m. IST for all of our night owls out there. What is
Next
that
up is
getting up to?
Yes. Next up is one of our really popular mini events, Wikipedia Races. If you have not played that yet, imagine racing between Wikipedia pages to get from a source Wikipedia page to a destination Wikipedia page without having to use your keyboard and mouse. Sounds complicated, but I assure you it's going to be way more fun than it sounds complicated at this time. All you have to do is go to our Discord server, join Way on a voice channel at 4 p.m. Eastern, 2:30 a.m. AST. Just take a break from hacking and get together with the community to play this fun game.
It'll be a ton of fun. And then after that, we have Cecilia back on the stream. She is going to be doing an intro to Python. I know we have talked quite a bit on this stream about how many beginners we have at this Global Hack Week in particular. Cannot recommend this stream enough. You can use Python across your entire hacker journey. So make sure you go and join her for this introduction. It's going to be at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, 3:30 a.m. IST. And what is Kari doing?
Another one of our popular mini events here. Scribble.io is a Pictionary game, if you've not played that yet, where you have a word to guess and everybody else is drawing to guess that word, or the one person who's drawing is making everybody else guess that word. Come around, gather around to play this game with Kari at 8 p.m. Eastern, which is 6:30 a.m. IST.
Yes, all the very early folks can join that one. After that, Jocelyn is going to be creating a recommendation system. This is a really popular concept that I see at hackathons all the time. If you've ever thought like, oh, I want to make like a movie recommender, a song recommender, anything like that, you're going to learn about how to actually create an algorithm like that. Jocelyn's going to be doing that workshop at tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. I think we might have the time wrong on here. I will double check the time on this. 10 p.m. Eastern Time, 8:30 a.m. IST. So it might actually just be out of order slightly. Apologies. I was not reading that right. And tune in for that.
Next up, we have UT. If you're not familiar with UT, UT runs these awesome streams that are multi-part series. This one is going to be about Python and how you use Python for data analysis and visualization. If you remember earlier on in the schedule, you had a stream where you can go learn Python. This is now your time to go deep dive and learn more about how Python can be used for specific things, data analysis and visualization in this case. You're going to learn this all in the context of fintech, which I think is a really exciting theme for everybody, and everybody is learning about that domain altogether. You will not have just one chance to learn with them, but you'll have a couple of streams right on the same day to go with UT, one of which is going to happen at 5 a.m. Eastern, while the other happens at 8 a.m. Eastern. What's coming up next, Mary?
Yes, and then after that, we have Cecilia back on the stream at 11 a.m. Eastern Time with that Figma workshop that I talked about a little bit earlier. This is Figma to Code, Learning Design with Figma Dev Mode. Very, very cool workshop. I actually got to attend this one for the first time a couple of weeks ago. Like I was saying earlier when we talked about Figma, I know there can be so much like difficulty transferring designs that you make actually into code, and Figma Dev Mode just makes that so seamless. Cannot recommend this tool enough. Make sure you tune into the workshop so you can get started with it. And don't forget to sign up for a Figma education in advance of this if you want to be super prepared for the workshop, so you already will have access to Dev Mode for free. And then what is our very last stream of day one?
Last but not the least, Cecilia is going to come back to do a Today in Global Hack Week stream. If you've not come across that stream yet, this is going to be a recap of what has happened on day one and also updates on what's going to come in the next day. So this is your chance to go learn more about the schedule for next day, learn about all the exciting things that you did together on day one. All that's going to happen at the same place at 12 p.m. Eastern. That's 10:30 p.m. IST.
Yes. And I know we just mentioned a lot of different time zones. If you are finding that overwhelming, we have your back. You can add all of those to your Google Calendar and see them in your own time zone with all of the other things you might have going on over the next week. So head over to mlh.link/GHW calendar to add this if you haven't already. If you've added it for past Global Hack Weeks, you'll get to always see these as we update it. So highly recommend this. So tell us about your new feedback form.
Yes. And at this Global Hack Week, we're also rolling out a new feedback form. And this is for us to get a better understanding of how you're liking the content that we're building, how you're liking everything that we're doing, right? In terms of the streams that we are doing at every hour. All you have to do is after you're done watching a stream or if you're watching a recording, just go to this feedback form. Tell us what you like about the event. Tell us what we can improve to. We will review all of this, get back to you with an even better Global Hack Week the next time we run one.
Yes, and I know we're going to give out a couple of surprise prizes for folks who fill this out. We'll make sure to do those throughout the week to really reward the folks who are doing this. We appreciate it so much when you all take the time to give us feedback. We know it is not something you have to do, but it's really, really appreciated by our team, and it's how we make decisions. So let your voice be heard. Let us know what we can do to be better. And on a more serious note, I do want to touch on the MLH Code of Conduct. If you have not read it yet, make sure you go and check it out. The TLDR, though, is that MLH events are a safe space for everyone, and abuse and harassment are never tolerated. I want to make sure that you all have fun at this event and learn a lot of new things this week, and that starts with everyone feeling safe and comfortable here. A couple of big reminders I like to give at digital events. Remember, there's a person on the other side of the screen, so be cognizant when you are talking with others in Twitch chat and Discord, any place where you're interacting with the event. We're all real people here. In addition to that, refrain from commenting on folks' physical appearance, particularly for the folks you're going to see on stream throughout the next week, even if you mean something as a compliment. We don't welcome any physical appearance comments at Global Hack Week. So keep them to yourself, and we can all have a really fun time here. If anything does happen that makes you feel uncomfortable or unsafe, you can always reach out to our team at the email on here or the phone number. And with that, I want to give a huge thank you to our partners. Go and check out their workshops this week. Check out all the things they're bringing you. You are getting access to, tools that most folks have to pay for. So make sure to take advantage of that. And with that, we have a very special segment, a special guest who is going to come and do a demo at opening ceremony. Is our special guest ready?
Woo! Hello. I feel like I'm in a weird space here. I want to turn to look at you in the same physical space, but I feel like I should be looking at camera for the audience. How are we doing today? Getting the thoughts that are, they love to see it. I'm going to do a quick demo that we've been doing at some of our in-person hackathons. So I know we're doing AI/ML week here, and we actually want to show off some of the cool stuff we've been doing with AI at our in-person events as well. So I'm actually going to build a hack in like 2 minutes on stage is the goal here. We'll see how that goes. I'll maybe slow it down a little bit since we're at a global hack week and have the time to talk a little bit about it. But we're going to try and make a functional application in just a few seconds here using some generative AI and some cool tools. So I'll go ahead and share my screen and walk y'all through this.
And I am going to unmute and let you use your mic so it comes in louder.
We probably should use the Jabra.
That works as well. Give us a second, folks.
And I'll go look for any questions in the chat while we were getting ready with that. All recordings on YouTube. That's correct. That's where you can see it.
Okay, we are good to go.
Perfect. I thought you were already on that. That's why I had myself muted. All right, friends. So we're going to build a hack using generative AI here. I actually want to take that a step further, though. I want to use, I'm sure many people here have used like a ChatGPT style application before, where you maybe like paste in code that it generates for you. I actually want to let our AI tool do some coding for us, actually edit files itself, and actually run some commands. I don't know about folks in the audience, but I hate doing like environment setup and things like that as a developer. And so tools like this are really exciting for me, at least. Easy for you if you're a first-time hacker, anything like that. Don't get. I actually realized I just didn't introduce myself at all. We assumed that everyone knew who I was, but I'm Ryan. I'm the director of events here at Major League Hacking. I've been to plenty of global hack weeks in the past. I'm sure many of you know who I am, but I want to go beyond just letting, just doing that chat interface. I want to let this tool code for us, do some commands for us. And then again, if you're one of our newer hackers this week, don't worry whatsoever. I promise this stuff makes lots more sense as you get more experience. With that all said, I'm going to try and make a chat application real quick and connect it to Google's Gemini AI. I have a couple of tools open here. So I'm in VS Code, which I'm sure many of you are familiar with. I've got an Explorer window on the left, which has our project folder. We've got a terminal open, and then we have a tool called Klein on the right-hand side. Oh, are we still having mic issues?
People are saying that they're. We're coming through the Jabra.
Can y'all hear me? We'll give it a second. No worries. Can y'all hear me?
Can we get a mic check?
Can we get a mic check, please? Still having sound issues? Why don't you mute yourself and then I'll just use my machine here. Okay. All right, friends. How's this for y'all? Can we hear that? I'll turn on my audio for Siddharth.
This sounds better to me.
Sounds better to Siddharth, which you love to see. It's better. Awesome. Apologies, friends. Wouldn't be a live demo if something didn't go wrong. We see the betters in chat. Excellent. I'm going to do my explanation one more time because I want to make sure that you all get it. I'm going to build a 2-minute hack on stage here for y'all. We're going to go beyond just using a like ChatGPT style interface, and we actually want to let our coding tool run commands for us, make edits to files, things like that. I hate doing environment setup, and so it's like one of my favorite features of this suite of tools that we're using here. If you're a new hacker, I want to encourage you not to be intimidated by this. This stuff makes a lot more sense if you get a little bit of experience under your belt. And then the final thing I'll say here before I actually get into building something, AI and tools like this can give you superpowers, particularly at an event like Global Hack Week. I'm really excited to see you all use things like this to make more hacks, build them faster, debug better. There's lots of cool applications of this technology. I know it can be scary as well for some folks. I've heard plenty of people who are worried about jobs and things like that. But I do think that these are assets and tools for developers. I want to encourage you all to have that framework as well. So with that said, we are using a tool called Klein. It's an extension for VS Code. There are plenty of tools out there, though. Some of you might have heard of things like Cursor or Windsurf. All I have set up ahead of time here is a little rules file that's just kind of written in human readable language, and a environment variable that has a Google Gemini API key in it. All I'm going to do to start this demo here is copy in this prompt that I made ahead of time and ask our tool to make a single page Python Flask web app that has a chat interface, and then that we want to connect that to Google Gemini's latest model. So we're going to start this off and see how it goes here. Our goal here is that this is going to build a fully functional app that you're going to be able to actually use in a second here if my demo goes well. So we'll give this a second to make its first API request here. We've ran into an error right off the bat, but that is okay. We'll get another try here. And it looks like it worked, which is awesome. So this built a whole plan for us. We're going to come back to this in a second. I'm actually going to jump right into actually doing some code here. And then we'll come back and review that plan if we have some downtime. So right off the bat, this wants to create a virtual environment for us, which is awesome. I'd asked our tool to follow best practices. And you can actually see that that's implemented in my terminal here. And it's going to implement and run commands for me. So it's creating a virtual environment right now. Now it's going to actually activate that virtual environment for us. Perfect. And then it's hopefully going to start doing some installations that we'll need for our app. And that looks like it's running correctly for me as well. So we'll let these things install. While those are installing, I'll scroll back up to our project plan here. This gives us all the detailed steps that we're going to follow to actually create this project. And it'll actually go through and implement those things. So right now it's doing our setup, which is kind of this first section here. Next up, I would expect it to jump into our HTML document, which is going to be the website that people go to. And then finally, it's going to set up our backend, our Python application. In this case, it's just going to be a one page or one document file. It'll do some connection for us, and it'll ultimately make it accessible to you all at home as well. Looks like our install is finished. So we're going to see our next command here. And we can see this just generated some Python Flask for us here. I can see one potential error already, but we'll actually let this try and debug itself is the goal here. And it just made our HTML as well. Awesome. So now it's going to try and start our Flask server is what I would expect. And it looks like it did do that. So I'm going to switch over to Chrome for you all, and let's see if this works. And in about 30 seconds or so there, it feels like we have a working application. This is certainly not perfect. There's things that we can improve on it. Let's see if this works. Let's do a hello world. I'm actually worried. Oh, it did work. Awesome. I was worried it referenced our API key incorrectly, but it does look like it worked here. What is Global Hack Week? Let's see if it gives us a response here. So it does give us a response, but if you've ever used a chat application before, you can tell this maybe is not the best formatting ever. And this is a great example of where some of the pitfalls with generative AI are. You're going to want to work with these tools and coach them and help them display this in a better format for yourself and for your end users that you're building for. But this is awesome. We built that in like 90 seconds. The last thing I want to do here, and then I'm happy to stick around for some questions, I want to actually let you in the audience connect to this. It's running locally on my machine right now, so I'm not going to promise that it's going to be particularly performant, but we will try and get this accessible for all of you at home as well. So I just ran a command with a tool called ngrok that's going to make my localhost application available to you. And you can go to mlh.link/hello, hello, hello, and you can actually interact with the application I just made. It should be live. I'll double check it on my end, and you should be able to access it as well. You're going to get a warning the first time you visit. If you trust me, you can hit visit site, and you can interact with that Gemini demo I just built. So I just wanted to swing by at Global Hack Week and show this off. I think it's a really cool tech. I think it's going to help you a lot this week. If you all have any questions or anything like that, I'll stick around for our normal question section and answer some stuff there. That sound good? Awesome. I'm going to mute myself and let Mary take back over here. I know we're having audio issues.
All righty. Can you all hear me now?
Is this still coming through an external device?
It is.
Can be better, I think.
Just go over it.
All righty. What about now?
Perfect.
Okay. Perfect. I mean, I think we can skip the Q&A because we have a chat bot everyone can ask their questions to now. So I guess we'll do now.
Everybody in the chat is mind blown with that demo.
Yeah, you're getting some great responses, Ryan. I like this one. Definitely like magic.
Can I squeeze in with you over there?
Yeah, come on.
We'll just reduce problems here. I'll join you over here.
Okay.
So are we jumping into our normal Q&A? I feel like I've derailed you and Siddharth.
No. We do have our normal Q&A, but let's start with questions about the demo, and then we can sprinkle in our regular questions. Here, I already see there's one for you. What is the tool you were using?
Yeah, so I used a tool called Climb. It's an extension for VS Code. There are lots of different options out there. Also, I'm so distracted by StreamYard having little circle icons now instead of the old version. So I use a tool called Climb. It's an extension for VS Code. There are lots of good tools out there. You can use things like Cursor is quite popular, but I think it's a premium solution. Windsurf, Aider. I'm trying to think of some of the other ones I've tested. RuCode. I know lots of the big companies have their own versions of this as well. I used a tool called Climb, And then I used a Google Gemini API key. Gemini's 2.0 tests are actually free to use right now, but they do have some rate limiting on them. I'll scroll back over to my, oh, perfect, someone's typing in chat for me. But yes, those are the tools that I use there. Awesome.
I like this one. Okay, how do we do it now?
How do we do it now? So honestly, my advice for you is if you use VS Code already, you can literally copy what I did during that demo. Oh, thank you, you're a hero. You can literally copy what I did during that demo, open up VS Code, go install Klein, grab an API key from Google or whatever provider you like, and just start talking to the bot. Like I literally have been working on that kind of thing for the last like maybe 6 weeks or so. And I've just been doing a lot of like playing around and testing and all the things that you'd normally expect at an event like Global Hack Week, like lots of exploration and trying out different tools. Also, this is killing me that we're splitting the camera, so I'm going to scroll back over and just unmute.
Okay, fine.
Driving myself crazy. But
That is fair.
what other questions do we have?
What model of Gemini did you use?
Yeah, for sure. Let me screen share again here and go into my settings. And let me unmute here. Sorry, friends, we're dealing with audio issues over here. So I used Gemini's Flash Thinking Experiment from January 21st, but there are plenty of different models. They actually just released some new ones on the 5th of February that you can check out as well. And then I'll do a couple of questions here just while so you don't have to fight with the mic. And I'm gonna turn on my volume as well. Yeah, cool, sorry. So we're using AI tool to write code in this week. You certainly can. It's definitely not a requirement either, though. I just wanted to come show off a cool tool that I know lots of MLHers and folks in our community have been excited about. I thought it was a good demo to swing by and show off at AI ML Week, but no hard requirement to use that. Have I tried it with a more complex project is a great question. I've done little segments. I think my experience with larger projects is that the context window gets really difficult to work with. But if you have specific things you want to improve, right? So maybe you have a, like a specific route that you want to improve or something like that, or you have like, oh, like add unit testing to this, or like a discrete task, it does a lot better with. Mm-hmm. Great questions. Awesome. What is ngrok? ngrok is a tunneling service. It's one of actually my favorite hackathon tools. I think I maybe used it at my first hackathon I ever went to, now that I say that. They have a suite of tools now, but I always use it for like, I have a local host application running on my computer and I want to connect it to the web really easily. They've got a great free tier that's always free. Definitely would recommend. Not a sponsor, but a company I love, so. Tab on the right. So this tab on the right is an extension called Klein. So this is, I can pull up their extension page as well for folks. So this is the tool that I used to do that. There's other great ones on VS Code. There's things like GitHub Copilot. There are tools like, which I should have absolutely mentioned earlier, RuCode is another cool one, Cursor, Windsurf, Aider, lots of really awesome tech in this space right now. Cool. And can I share the code? Yeah, sure. I'll throw this in a GitHub repository and share it afterwards. Maybe I'll have Siddharth or Mary post it for us. But happy to throw it into a repository. Nothing fancy though. Awesome. So I think we're running towards the tail end of our questions about this stuff. Let's see a couple more. I'll do this one about front end just because I love, oh, I scrolled too far. Just because I love this one. So a lot of these do fine with backend, but generating front end code, or they're kind of weak at. So just to give you a really quick version of this, I actually don't know how this will work. I did not plan this ahead of time. And I know people are actually actively using this tool right now. But if I come in here and say, make this look like MLH.io, it'll actually do a pretty good job of implementing front end if you give it something to look at as an option. And so we have no idea how this is going to turn out, friends, but we'll give it a shot. The joys of a live demo here. Cool. And so let me go refresh my page and see what we get instead. It does not look like we got a ton of meaningful difference. I see some like drop shadow and things like that. But you can actually, I've had pretty good experience with coaching it, giving it a specific website to like mirror off of, or you can upload images and things like that as well to kind of give it some direction. Cool. So I'm going to let Mary and Siddharth get back to questions for Global Hack Week itself. I will, maybe I'll pop in Discord later today. I'll make a channel real quick if people have specific questions for me or for this demo. So we have like one space to put those, and then we will, I'd love to hear it. Can we, I love this comment, not to be too self-centered here, but can we give this person a swag drop? Is that possible?
Absolutely.
Take a screenshot here, make a Discord ticket. We'll give you a surprise prize for being excited about Global Hack Week. We'd love to see that. But I'll make a space on Discord if people have questions. I'll do my best to pop in there and answer some of them. But I appreciate y'all putting up with me, and I'm glad y'all got to enjoy the demo as well.
Thanks for joining us.
Of course, of course. I'll see you all later. I'll be in the background here, but I'm going to let Mary and Siddharth get back to the show.
All righty, folks. So we have about 10 minutes before we have our very first workshop. So we have time to answer 10 minutes worth of questions. Siddharth, take it away.
So this question about where does challenges go and what do you have to submit for challenges? Each challenge will have different things that you'll have to do there. Some of them will require you to write code, and most of the code that you will write is going to DevPost. We will also drop the links to all of those things while I speak. But typically, if the challenge asks you to write a piece of code and if it requires you to share that code, you will have to submit that on DevPost. But the other ones go to our type form, which is on these links. Let me also give you that. But if you're confused, all you have to do is go to the challenges page, click on the challenge card that you see, and the challenge card will either redirect you to the submission platform or will have information on where you have to submit that. If still you are confused, all you have to do is open up a ticket, let us know, and we'll be there to help you out.
Perfect. And that link is right here. Here's a good question. Are we making any AI models this week or using AI tools for writing code? Both. So AI ML week, and frankly, all of the Global Hack Week themes that we do are pretty up to interpretation. So when we say, this Global Hack Week is AI and ML themed, it means that a lot of the streams are going to have that like extra AI or ML component, and that's going to be in a variety of different ways. So things like having Ryan come on and do an awesome demo for us, as well as streams where you might learn how to make a model. So really depends on the things that you are interested in. Any and all of that is welcome. And I know we had a lot of questions earlier that might have gotten lost in the chat. I am going to try to scroll back a bit, but if you have a burning question, please repost it for us. I'll have Siddharth stay at the current comments while I go backwards, and we will try to get through as many of them as we possibly can. Okay. Wow, y'all left so many comments during Ryan's. Here's a good one. Advice for applying to the fellowship. Siddharth and I don't work directly on the fellowship. My big piece of advice is make sure that you are submitting a piece of code that you know inside and out and can explain really well, and then make sure you reapply. There are such a limited number of spots in it that reapplying just is going to help you out a ton. Had a question about recordings. They are all available on our YouTube channel afterwards, so go check them out there. I know that the timing does not work for everyone. Here's a good question. What language can folks use for their challenges?
You can use any challenge, like we said. The challenges that we have on our page is just for you to get a direction, just for you to work on it if you're excited. But if you'd want to step ahead and do things that you would like to build on, make sure that you do that. Let us know that you build something very different, open up a ticket, we will give you those bonus points. But to answer your question directly, most of them will not have languages that you'll have to build on, but imagine that you're going to a MATLAB workshop and there's a challenge associated to MATLAB. You may have to build on that, but we're not really going to restrict you from building on other languages. Just let us know that you want to use a different language, explore a different technology, and we will give you that bonus point.
Someone is asking for the Discord link. I'm going to drop it in chat for you, but it is discord.mlh.io. Boom. I really like this question. I wish we had more time to share a bunch of success stories from past participants. I've gotten to know a bunch of folks who have joined our community through Global Hack Week and seen them go on to host their own hackathons, to get really involved in the community, to mentor other folks. That the list goes on and on and on. If you're looking for success stories, I recommend checking out the MLH Top 50. There are really, really inspiring folks on there. If you want a little inspiration of maybe where Global Hack Week might take you. And apologies, I was fighting with Siddharth over the comments. I will let you take it away.
Yes. Do you need to participate in all events? You absolutely do not. I'm sure you have other things to get to. People have to go to schools, have to go to work, and of course, most importantly, go to sleep as well. So do not try and come to all of these streams, because we're going to have streams run pretty much 24/7. The streams that you can go to, please go to them, watch them, leave comments, check into them. But the ones that you are not able to make into, go watch the recordings over on YouTube. I hope that gets you your answer. Where are the recordings? Those are on YouTube. We dropped the link a while ago. We're happy to do that again if you're not able to find it. Another question here about the workshop. This workshop is going to start in 5 minutes. Hold tight. We are right there at time.
Yes, yeah. Don't worry, we're not going to go over on here. We will use the rest of the time to answer as many questions as we can, but we'll make sure they get to start at time. Not a question, but this person said it's so hard remembering to sleep when we can be attending workshops. I get it, but I do recommend you still sleep. You can catch up on the workshops. You can't catch up on sleep though. So go get a good night's sleep. Watch the workshops afterwards if you need to. And you are welcome so much. We're so glad to have you here. Any advice on how to navigate the week?
Yes. So you mentioned that you're a software developer. I'm pretty sure you are looking for specific things that you would want to learn as a skill, or specific challenges that you'd want to get started in. The first thing that you need to do is make sure you add all of the streams that are happening this week to your calendar, so you know when exactly it's happening in your local time zone. Now, figure out what works for you better. If you think the morning streams work for you better, plan and go to the ones that you're most excited about. Do check into them so we know that you went to them. And then while you're also going to streams, interact with the streamers, understand what they're doing, get the most out of those streams by interacting with them and also the community on Discord. Similarly, go back to challenges, look for the ones that are matching your interest in terms of the skills that you'd want to learn, or things that you already know but want to go back and just revise and practice. If there are other projects that you would want to work on and you would want to send us our way, please feel free to do that. We also often feature these projects, these posts that you put on social media on our streams, the Today in Global Hack Week stream. So let us know that you did something different from the plan that we already had, when we'll be making sure that we give you a feature on those streams when we do it.
Yes. And I'm going to rapid fire answer a couple here. This first one, first timer here. This is a little overwhelming. I absolutely get it. I know we have thrown a lot of information at you over the past 57 minutes. Important thing you need to remember is just make sure you're in the Discord, discord.mlh.io, because you can get in touch with us for any questions throughout the week there. So even if you forgot everything we go over here, we can talk to you over there afterwards. So make sure you are in there. Another question about the workshops, they are on YouTube. And then this person asked, where can I find the challenges and the tickets? Sorry, just joined watching this parallel to work. We love to see it. You can find the challenges and the tickets. Those are in two separate areas. So challenges are on our live site, ghw.mlh.io/challenges. Siddharth just dropped the link in there for you. And then the tickets are over in Discord. When you join the Discord, there's a channels and roles section. You have to say in there, hey, I'm here for Global Hack Week. There's a box to check. And then you should see the help channels, ticket channels. It's called support tickets. And then you can talk with us one-on-one over there. Someone asked about specification to train an AI model. This is not my strong suit. I'm not a hardware expert. Siddharth might know.
I don't know either, but I think the streamers coming up next may know. Or we can call in our special guest back to answer this one quickly.
Does our special guest know what kind of processor folks would need
So,
to train a model?
Hello, I'm back. To actually train your own model, that's, again, not my area of expertise either. I think if you wanted to play around with this, like, I would actually look into tuning is the thing that I think you're probably referring to, but I'm taking some guesses there. So if you have an existing large language model and you wanted to make it more specific to your use case, you could do something with tuning. If you actually wanted to train something yourself from scratch, you could probably do something, but it'd be more of like an example of how you would do it versus actually training the whole thing yourself. Does that sound good?
Cool. Thank you.
Of course.
Special guest, back for lots of things. All righty. I don't want to cut it off, but I just got word that our next workshop is ready to go. And so I do want to hand you all over to our next workshop. If you all have more questions that didn't get answered, I will go straight over to Discord right now. So post them over there. I'll hang out in there and answer any questions over messages while you all go and join our very first workshop of the week. Siddharth, any last words for Global Hack Week before we let them on into the event?
I'd say just take it easy, go meet friends, go make friends, go meet people, learn, build, share. That's all you need to do this week.
All righty. Well, we are going to end this stream. You should just need to refresh the tab real quick, and our next speaker will be live. I will see you all over there. Happy hacking, everybody.
Happy hacking.
Bye.